So it's recently emerged that Vault Tec, that very seedy pre-war corporation, might just have kick-started the Great War in the Fallout universe, seeking to wipe the surface clean and guide in a new world free from the conflict and wars of the old one. And they were not alone in this endeavour. Many of the largest organisations and corporations from across the US were invited to a meeting to discuss being a part of this world-ending offer, being given the opportunity to claim their own underground vaults in order to run social experiments on the inhabitants. But besides Vault Tec, who were the other groups and individuals present at this meeting? Well, let's start with perhaps the best known of these suits, everyone's favourite talking TV screen, Robert House. As heir to the H&H Tools company, young Robert was set up for life, until his scheming brother Anthony cheated Robert out of his inheritance. That wouldn't stop this aspiring young tycoon, however, as Robert soon began attending the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Yes, that institute. And he used the skills he acquired there to found his own company, RobCo Industries. Founded 35 years before the Great War began, it soon rose to become one of the most successful corporations in the pre-war world, gaining a near monopoly on computer operating systems, electronics, and most notably, domestic and military robots. RobCo were in fact already in partnership with Vault Tec, having agreed to develop the wearable Pip-Boy computers for Vault Tec's staff and residents. RobCo eventually grew so wealthy that they were able to acquire the failing H&H Tools company from Robert's brother, as well as another one of the groups present at Vault Tec's meeting, Repcon Aerospace. Represented by their chief financial officer, Julia Masters, the rocket engineering and production company of Nevada specialized in the production of orbital propulsion systems, and they weren't very good at it, at least initially, with multiple failed test flights resulting in disastrous crashes and extensive damage to Repcon facilities. To top it all off, corporate carelessness had led to a radiation spill that would take decades to clean up, giving Repcon a not-so-great reputation. Nevertheless, the company soldiered on, and following some backroom backstabbing by Julia Masters, RobCo were able to beat away competition from the Poseidon Energy conglomerate to acquire Repcon Aerospace, after which the company was swiftly assigned to secret weapons research for the US military, utilizing their plasma-powered rocket propulsion technology to create some of the earliest plasma-based rifles. One of the more despicable of the executives present at this meeting was Leon von Felden, one of the head researchers at the Westtek Corporation. Now, Westtek were a group who did very well off the back of the war between China and America, becoming one of the world's largest defense contractors thanks to their agreement to develop the T-Series power armor for the US military. But Leon von Felden was in charge of perhaps the company's most notorious experiment, the forced evolutionary virus. Started as an attempt to immunize against a plague sweeping across the country, this experiment would swiftly catch the attention of military personnel, believing the mutations this virus could bring about in a subject would trigger the next step in human evolution, something that von Felden agreed with as he excitedly saw the potential to use a vault to test the FEV and create a super mutant soldier using the inhabitants. The increasing importance of this research would later lead to the military seizing all Westtek assets, effectively nationalizing the corporation in the interest of national security. Human trials of the virus would begin on military prisoners at the Mariposa military base shortly before the bombs fell. However, upon discovering the grotesque nature of these experiments being conducted on human beings, Captain Roger Maxson and his military team overseeing the base launched a rebellion, interrogating and executing Leon von Felden and the rest of the FEV researchers. And finally, we have the representative of the Big Empty defense contractor. But the man present at this meeting was not one of the brilliant scientists that made up the group of researchers known collectively as the think tank. No, they wouldn't waste their time on this meeting. Their representative was in fact someone familiar to those who have spent time at the Sierra Madre Resort and Casino, as this was the wealthy and eccentric tycoon, Frederick Sinclair. While he looks slightly different from his self-commissioned mosaic portrait at the casino, it makes sense that the scientists of the Big Empty would send Sinclair to this meeting on their behalf. A man completely obsessed with security following a series of high-profile financial losses, Sinclair built the state-of-the-art Sierra Madre Casino and Resort to keep himself and Vera Keyes, the actress he was hopelessly in love with, safe from the inevitable approach of nuclear war. And in constructing this facility, Sinclair became reliant on the cutting-edge technology of the Big Empty to keep the place running. In return for their security holograms and matter recombinator vending machines, technology which was required to ensure the Sierra Madre was a self-reliant oasis after the war, Sinclair became indebted to the scientists of the think tank, allowing them to use his casino as a testbed for some of their newest, and in some cases, most deadly research. So I guess it should come as no surprise that they also put him to work as their corporate errand boy, attending the meetings that the think tank were just too busy to care about. Were there any other groups you'd have liked to have seen at the Vault Tec meeting? Do you think these groups actually dropped the first bomb of the Great War? Let us know down in the comments and make sure to subscribe to join us again soon. Catch you next time.